Hi, this is Carly. The first piece of the puzzle is whether to answer the door at all. You are under no obligation to do so. There are too many permutations of situations to cover, but we can speak on a couple of key considerations. Is it day or night? Do you have someone with you as backup? If it is daytime, are you expecting a package that requires a signature, or is company coming? Some type of doorbell camera system would be ideal in helping you make a decision. If it is nighttime, especially late in the evening, there isn't likely any good reason to answer the door, unless you know who is there. Even talking through the door at night could be dangerous. In the daytime, you may decide to talk through the door, but you should stand off to one side or another. I also highly recommend you have some type of less lethal weapon, which will be discussed later in this video. At night, I do not recommend even talking through the door. At night, if no caller is expected, I would gather my strongest less lethal defense device, and prepare to barricade oneself in your safe room or at the favorable end of a choke point. If you have a front door intercom, then and only after you are at some safety spot, would you ask who is there, and what is their purpose.
Hi, this is Mike. You may think that if you see someone you know or a delivery person, it is okay to open the door. That may or may not be a proper choice. Here are some things to consider. If you have a camera system that has a wide enough angle to see who is at the door and possible people hiding off to the side, and all seems okay, then open the door. If, however, you don't have a camera or wide outside view, you will want to be prepared to close it fast if someone rushes the door behind your guest. At night time, you would only open the door for known visitors, who confirm their identity, by calling you when at the door, and by you hopefully having visual affirmation. Even then, be prepared to close the door fast once they have entered. Having a concealed carry less lethal device would be wise, whenever opening your door at night. I say concealed carry as to not unnecessarily alarm your guest.
Hi, this is Carlotta. I believe you should not open your door to your home unless you are armed with some type of less lethal device. The question is, what do you select as your choice? We will approach the choice by looking at the advantages and disadvantages of the 4 less lethal categories. The categories are as follows: launcher, stun gun, taser, and pepper spray. We will start with the only acceptable member of the stun gun family, the stun baton. I am not talking about the cheap plastic kind, but the metal versions that are extra long and can be used to poke or club an assailant. Most stun guns are not very useful for personal defense. The professional stun baton, however, can shock an assailant without having to be close enough for them to grab you. This is because their length is usually almost 2 feet long. You can use the sharp end to ram an assailant and be shocking them at the same time. Defenders often keep a stun baton in an umbrella stand by the main door for easy access. The baton pluses are, it can be kept in conspicuously by the door. It can be used to force an intruder back by its trifecta ability to shock, gouge, and pummel. Its shortcoming is, it is still a pretty close-in weapon, and the effects of the shocking are pain and not muscle discoordination, like with a taser. No other type of stun gun is worth considering, in my opinion. We move from the stun baton to its big, more effective brother, the taser. The taser is an excellent choice for away-from-home defense, but also is a good tool to have on you when answering the door. It is easy to comfortably conceal, carry at home, in one's work, leisure, or even sleep garments like pajamas and robes. No less lethal device can take an assailant out of the fight as effectively as a taser when deployed correctly. Don't be dismayed by police videos, because their taser have only 5-second activation intervals. The Pulse Taser and Bolt 2 Taser have 30-second activation cycles. Why is that significant, you may ask? Well, let me say, as far as I know, be it training or YouTuber testing, there is only one video I can find showing someone taking the full 30 seconds of a Pulse Taser deployment. 30-second continuous is significantly more devastating than intermittent 5-second blasts. Judge for yourself in the following video. My husband and I carry our tasers at home and away from home. The downside is it is a one-shot, do-or-die weapon. If you have more than one assailant trying to force their way into your home, you will be overmatched, although, you can still fight using the taser as a stun gun. Next is the all-around utility less lethal device, pepper spray or gel. Its portability is obvious, and it is great for giving intruders a distraction, so you can close a door on them, or run for your safe room. The form factor, pistol versus cylinder, spray versus gel, are personal choices. Just make sure you do your due diligence and not go by hearsay or product claims alone. Finally, we move to the category that offers the greatest chance of defense, the launcher. We are showing a pistol format, but you can decide to answer the door with whatever form factor you feel is appropriate. The main advantage of launchers is they look like firearms to varying degrees, and they can deliver their projectiles from a distance, like a firearm. Worst case scenario, the more powerful models and modified models can deliver quite a deterrent in terms of pain and physical damage. Confronting intruders at the door with a launcher will almost always have them retreat.
Hello, this is Moses. Calling 911 every time the doorbell unexpectedly rings may not work out well. You get to be the person who called wolf too many previous times such that when the real wolf shows up, the police aren't likely to see it as a high priority. If you share your home with at least one other person, it might be a good routine for one of you to wait in a safe location with 911 on speed dial, while the other addresses the door answering issue. If you are living alone, then 911 should only be called if there are attempts at forcing the door or windows open for entry. Note there is little chance that the police will ever get to you in time to stop an intrusion. Less lethal defenders believe in assuring their own safety. Whether you don't answer the door, or open the door, you are responsible for making sure that the threat goes no further into your home than your door. One final thing about calling 911. You want to call during or after an home invasion incident, especially if you injure the intruders. You always want to be the first presenter of the chain of events, before the prosecutors hear an account from the assailant's lawyer.